Third down and 20.
Mike Williams, someone Lounis was on just a couple weeks ago.
I stand by. Great for this season. As long as he's on the Chargers, I like him.
I see. Here's the thing with Mike Williams I find interesting that I really do not think is being factored into his price, which, God, I don't love Mike Williams as a fantasy player, but it feels like no one is saying this. Why is everyone assuming that Mike Williams is gone after this year as if they don't have a quarterback on a rookie contract and a bunch of good young players? Like they can't pay this dude, that they might not want to keep
I didn't say it was a lock. I said if he leaves. And it's just, I guess I could see a team looking at him. I think he's going to finish the year over 1,000 yards and just kind of throwing him a big contract.
He feels like he could potentially be a new Robbie Anderson, where it's like, okay, everyone's assuming that, one of Robbie Anderson or Cooper Kupp are going to go, but then all of a sudden we got to remember that contracts are fucking fugazi, and they keep everyone around.
You mean Robert Woods?
Yeah, Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. Did I say someone else?
Robbie Anderson. But we were just talking about
Woods.
All right. I could see a team throwing the bag at him, like Luna said, though.
Because I could see what kind of happened with Corey Davis last offseason happening with him. But we'll see. I do like him on the Chargers side.
One of the better options available this offseason in terms of wide receivers. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, the Titans could have paid him if they really wanted to. They just decided to go out and sign more crappy defensive players.
And trade for Julio Jones, but yeah.
All right. Dalton Schultz, I'm saying bait. I've never been a Dalton Schultz guy.
Is he worth anything now? Because, if you could pick him up cheap, I actually like Dalton Schultz, low-key.
The thing about it is just any part of this Dallas passing attack is going to have their games, and I think it's going to be very inconsistent. I do think you'll have another game this season where Dalton Schultz does have a great game, but I think picking that game is going to be very tough.
There are going to be weeks where it's Jarwin, weeks where
he's just a wastelander at best. But
absolutely.
He's like a mid to late third, apparently, on keep trade cut.
But you're telling me that he can't be like a Jonnu Smith? No. Mid to late third, I think that's worth it if you really need a tight end. What do you mean?
If you're be a Jonnu Smith? No.
What has Jonnu Smith done anything tremendous?
When has Dalton Schultz done anything tremendous?
Dude, you look at the I can almost guarantee is just a much more talented player. 3 weeks that Dalton Schultz has had is better than any 3 weeks of Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith last year before he hurt his ankle was actually pretty good. He was a solid.
I'm going to blindly say that as if it's fact.
Jonnu Smith was tight end one, but Jonnu Smith was tight end one last year through 4 games, by the way. But just saying.
Okay, maybe he's not as good as Jonnu.
All right, Cordarrelle Patterson, Falcons.
Bait.
I guess bait. I mean, I don't know
what the price is. I was going to say, what's the
price? Great's like a strong term, but I think if he sticks out as like a running back, I don't hate it. He just he'd be like I don't know.
He's kind of like this year's Gaskin.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure. Yeah,
that's how I kind of view him.
He needs to keep getting 7-8 targets a game.
That's
what He can. The thing that's nice about him too is he's keeping a spot on the roster in terms of he can also just return kicks and whatnot. So he's going to get opportunities.
Maybe he is great. Maybe he is. I mean, honestly, I think he swung
good.
I could easily see him being one of these dudes. It's I freaking wish I picked up Cordarrelle Patterson. He was great for me in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just randomly. Yeah. And then he ascends back into mediocrity next
year. He can easily go back to 0, but he could be someone who gives you a bunch of weeks with 11 or 12 points, 11, 13 points.
All right, last 3 guys. We got Jamaal Williams.
Bait.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad running back. I just think Swift is going to be the
at the price he's at right now. I think he's a bait, but he can be.
People are looking for second round picks for him.
I'm not giving you a second for Jamaal Williams. No.
I think half the price is personality. People are we really like Jamaal Williams.
Oh, I mean, he's an awesome. He's funny. He's a funny person, but
as crazy as it sounds, I think you might get it from a real running back needy team. I think you might be able to get it with his first 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I would definitely sell at that price, though. But yeah, don't.
Oh, absolutely, I'm selling at that price, but I think you might be able to actually get it.
Yeah, and I mean, we have DeAndre Swift is literally questionable every single week with a groin injury, so there's that too. He could be the starter at some point. All right, Emmanuel Sanders, bait or great?
Great.
Jake's on the great. Why are you on the great, Jake?
I mean, I think this Bills offense it's similar to why Frank likes, Cole Beasley. I think he's just a guy that you can get for very cheap that is going to get 4, 5, 6 targets on a very good offense. And I think he's a guy that could fill in for the price of almost nothing. And I think he's a good buy for that, for what he's at right now.
I'm in a league. I've had Emmanuel Sanders since Nam. Like every year, I'm like, should I try to trade him? I'm like, well, I'm only gonna get a 4th, so might as well not.
Exactly, and I think if you can get him for a 4th, it's a fantastic buy because he's a guy that's on a good, like I said, good offense, and he's gonna get 4, 5, 6 targets a game.
If I knew for sure he's gonna get 5, 6 targets, I'd feel a little bit better. That was like an offensive explosion of a game. There's still Gabriel Davis and Cole Beasley, and I don't think Diggs is getting enough targets. Kinda, it's a little bit lower this year.
I don't know. I could see both sides of the coin. I think that there might just be better players to buy at his price tag. Maybe
his price tag is like 0.
Yeah, I'd have to get a 3rd, and it'd have to be a halfway decent 3rd.
All right.
I think you're high on him, but that's a different story.
But what's the point? What's the point of selling him for a 4th? It just doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that?
I agree with you, but
All right, last guy, Henry Ruggs. I mean, I've been on this. I don't really want to bring in another player, but like Marquise Brown too, like bait. Like Henry Ruggs has seen 7 targets the past 2 weeks. That's literally his career high. I just don't think that's going to continue. I don't see Henry Ruggs keeping those targets, especially when you're playing against teams with, I don't know, that you want to pass the ball against more is kind of what I'd say. Like you want to keep up with them. They're naturally a team that just funnels the ball to Darren Waller and their running back / fullback. He's like Tyler Lockett, but without the good days.
I mean, he just had a good day. I like Ruggs. I like Ruggs.
There we go.
I like Ruggs.
I really like Ruggs.
It's this crazy thought that a wide receiver can improve in their second season. I know it's like outlandish.
Yeah, like sure he can.
Not JT. Lounis, blasphemous.
Yeah, I know it's like what, especially when his rookie year there was no offseason and he was injured to start off his rookie year.
The wide receiver that's improving his second year on that team is Brian Edwards. It's not
and who's still like 20 spots ranking wise below Ruggs. But continuing on Ruggs.
You're doing that.
But I'm just spitting numbers.
Amateur hour here.
That's not an opinion. That's just a fact.
Like Ruggs, man, such a bait.
Ruggs. Well, it depends what you're expecting him to be.
Other than run fast, what does he do well?
I think he has really good vertical. I think,
dude, Lounis, tell me there is no way that you can insert Henry Ruggs into your starting lineup and not have a little dude on your shoulder saying, "You're an idiot. Get him out of your lineup. You're an idiot."
That's
like
me.
The entire day.
I'm really saying it's the shoulder.
No, I'm just.
It's a little JT right on your shoulder.
I've been going back and watching a lot of like his routes, runs, and catches. I think his footwork is years beyond what it was last year. So many touchdowns last year weren't completed because he couldn't get his feet in bounds. I think his footwork's a lot better this year. I think he's playing a lot more confident. I think him and Carr have better chemistry. Carr's throwing to his receivers a lot more this season, especially the past 2 games. I just think he's starting to figure it out. I'm not saying he's going to be like some superstar or wide receiver 1, but like it's his second season. His rookie year, he got hurt right away, no off season. I legitimately think he's improved a lot as a receiver, and it's someone I'm going to continue to pay attention to.
The wide receiver to own on this team, not named Darren Waller.
Don't say it. Don't literally just log out. Yeah.
It's no.
3rd and Renfro, baby.
Get out of here.
I just think Edwards and Ruggs both are a lot more comfortable with Derek Carr, and I don't know. I like Ruggs. I think he's improved a lot. So we'll see how he ends up this season, especially if Derek Carr keeps up like his rate of how many passing yards he's had. He's on a ridiculous
There's no
pace
way
right now.
That's sustainable.
But we'll see. I think he's been decent.